On Monday, ESPN reported that the Michigan Attorney General's office is examining a sexual assault allegation from January that involves Michigan State sophomore guard Brock Washington. Washington also faced a criminal sexual conduct case in 2017, pleading guilty to misdemeanor assault. Now, records obtained by ESPN about the 2017 case shed new light on what happened that night and bring MSU head coach Tom Izzo into how the case was investigated. The woman who reported it is also speaking for the first time. Here's ESPN investigative reporter Paula Lavigne.
The line paper is torn, creased, and filled with notes and crossed out words. Kept in her wallet for 2 years since the day she read it in court.
Immediately following the assault, I was met with the constant questioning of my recollection of the events by both people close to me and people tasked with sorting out what happened.
This is Rebecca Lambert. She is the woman who reported Michigan State basketball player Brock Washington for unwanted sexual contact in 2017.
Brock Washington with a three-pointer.
She told police that he groped her and tried to pull her to the floor in her dorm room, a crime for which he would plead guilty to misdemeanor assault.
I went from being a high-achieving student to struggling to get myself up for classes, and my grades suffered.
Lambert also dropped out of school, feeling betrayed by Michigan State. The school's Title IX investigators in the Office of Institutional Equity had found Washington not responsible for violating sexual misconduct policies.
Why you closed the investigation so quickly, and I felt really thrown to the curb by the school, so I didn't really want to be a part of that environment.
What happened with him on the team?
Nothing. He was still on the team, still suited up for every game. Mr. Smith said he was sought out by Mr. Izzo and other members of the basketball coaching staff.
Lambert says she became upset when she learned from her Title IX report that MSU head basketball coach Tom Izzo had talked with a witness from that night before the witness spoke with police and Title IX investigators. The witness was Washington's friend, Braden Smith. He's not on the team, but he's the son of former Spartan and NBA player Steve Smith. Braden is seen here in surveillance photos taken on the night of the incident. According to the report, he told a university investigator he was sought out by Mr. Izzo and other members of the basketball coaching staff, and they asked him what he knew and if he was okay.
If the witness is friends with the guy who's been accused, there's already a credibility challenge there. You add the layer of, and now the head coach has talked to him, it's just not good. Do we have a climate or culture where high-profile individuals on the campus as a whole are attempting to influence investigations, or even the appearance of that climate? That's a red flag that has to be looked into.
Smith told a school investigator that after Washington and Lambert left her dorm room, where Lambert says she had first been assaulted, he saw her act flirtatious with Washington and that she appeared to be the initiator when the two kissed. Izzo did not respond to requests from an ESPN reporter to answer questions for this story. When Washington was about to plead guilty in the criminal case in 2018, he got public support from then MSU interim president John Engler.
The sad thing is, and I think we should, probably as a Michigan State community, apologize to this young man and his family who's been named without, at least in that report, any evidence of any wrongdoing.
Part of my problem with his statement is there's an assumption there that it's not true automatically, because there's no concern for the victim.
The president of the university is saying that he's owed an apology. What do you think that said to Brock Washington?
But he's right. He didn't do anything wrong. I think it just says keep doing what you're doing.
Washington. Tough shot, no.
Washington remained with the team for the next 2 seasons, until January 23rd of this year.
We looked at our bench. They did not travel Brock Washington. I suspended him.
As ESPN reported on March 30th, MSU police told prosecutors that they had probable cause that Washington had assaulted a woman in January while she was too intoxicated to consent. But the Ingham County Prosecutor's Office declined to file charges. And that woman has now asked the Michigan Attorney General's office to investigate her case. There were a lot of people in between when you reported your assault to January of this year who had an opportunity to address this. One of those would be Coach Tom Izzo. What would you like to say to him?
I'd like an apology. I tried to tell you. I didn't lie.
Rebecca Lambert briefly re-enrolled at MSU, but has since taken a break and is no longer a student. And Michigan State's Title IX investigation into that January sexual assault allegation involving Brock Washington is ongoing. Well, let's welcome in Paula Lavigne for more on this. Paula, what rule or policy might Izzo or his coaching staff have potentially violated if, in fact, they, as the report said, reached out to Braden Smith before the Title IX investigation began?
Well, I asked this of a spokeswoman at Michigan State, and she said that the school has a policy against any faculty member, coach, or other employee interfering with an investigation, and that was pretty much it. As to this particular case, she cited Braden Smith's prior relationship with the coaches due to his father's connections that we mentioned in the story, and said the Title IX office did not feel a policy was violated in this situation. I asked her how much Smith's witness statement factored into the overall finding in the case, and she said she just couldn't say.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.